G'day, hi and welcome. Alright, so I'm going to make a video now. There's a video. So tomorrow will be 3 weeks that I've got this drum kit. And just turn the snare off here. Can you hear me in the snare? Which guitar should I grab? Oh, I got the wrong picks over here, but I haven't picked this guy up in 5 minutes. So I'm going to move this back. So, can't I not destroy everything? Ugh. So, I really need more room in here. Maybe I shouldn't be putting my guitars behind the drum kit, but I thought of an interesting concept for a video. These picks are meant for acoustic guitars, that's right. This thing's so awesome. Okay, the concept of this video. Something that a lot of newbies, whether they're playing guitar or drums like I am, like my adjustment on the drums here, these toms got to, believe it or not, they got to come up a little bit higher. I raised my snare, and I think I'd like to, these toms really need to be like right in here somewhere, but you can't get there because of the physicalities of it. But anyway, doesn't matter. The setup's getting better and better and better. And when you're learning a new instrument or learning an instrument of any type for the first time, you can see a lot of people get frustrated because they can't do things, right? And the thing you need to understand about that is that's okay. That's not like, I'm not trying to give you a participation award here. I'm like, you're not understanding how the process of learning something goes. You can see, like, for example, musicians that, oh, quiet, Gazoo. Cat's just, he's arguing with me. He's saying, I don't care about your musician stuff. Give me cat treats. I only got 23 hours of sleep last night. Give me cat treats. That's what he's saying down there. I speak fluent pesty cat. Anyway, so you just start an instrument, and you want to do all the wild stuff, like the, all that, Eddie Van Halen stuff or whatever, or Tommy Lee stuff. You want to buy the riser, get it up and spinning around, and I get all that. But you can't get there from here right away. And what separates a professional musician learning something new versus an amateur musician learning something new is repetition, right? Whatever it is, for example, on the drums, like the pedal is going to be probably the pedal and the hi-hats. Well, the hi-hats you seem to catch on to that one pretty quick, but the pedal, the foot pedal seems to be the thing that you have to work on the most to really lock in the drums, because you don't have the muscle memory to do it. With guitars, yeah, you can learn a chord, and that's easy to learn because you don't play till you get it right. This is one thing that a professional musician understands is you don't play things till you get it right. You play till you can't get it wrong. So even my eyes closed. My hands know where to go. So how can I play it without looking at it? Well, my hands are playing it. That's the key. My hands are playing it. My hands are wired to it's not a very big brain, but there is a brain in there and it works sometimes. And what it does is it says, hey, I know this. I've felt this before. So when I think D, my hands think this, right? So, although I'm tuned lower, but when I think D minor, my hands think this. When I think A minor, my hands think this. When I think an E flat, my hands think that. I don't even have to look. Why? Because the muscle memory will just take over. But how do you get there? How do you get that muscle memory? Well, I will quote Tommy Emmanuel. Basically he said, never let anybody hear you practice because they'll suicide you. They'll murder you just because you're going to be so annoying. Why? Because when you're learning Sweet Child of Mine and you play it really horribly for hours and hours and hours on end, and your parents are about to either disown you, shoot you, throw you in the garbage, something like that. Eventually, you get it. You get it, and then you don't even have to look at it. Yeah, you'll go off a bit if you never look, but your muscle memory will take over. You're not playing it till you get it right. You're playing it till you can't get it wrong, where it's almost impossible to play it wrong. This is why when we're learning and we're trying to do like some sort of a sweep pick thing, it's hard to do it without my pick, but like an E minor, it sounds better with a pick, but you get the idea. It took me forever just to get that motion down, especially the sweep picking. Weird way to pick, right? But the motion took forever to get it down for my fingers to learn that fluidity. And it wasn't because of what I was doing was too hard. It's just because you have to familiarize your muscle memory to what you're trying to learn. This plays for every instrument, even a flute. When you hear somebody with a tin whistle just really shredding away, Elvedi's King. It's a song from Elvedi called King. When you hear that fiddle at the end and with the going along with the flute, like he's not even thinking about the notes. That's just all muscle memory going. You just see his fingers. It's like, yeah, I'm in a folk death metal band. Yeah, what instrument? Flute. And again, but it probably took him 100 practices just to get it down, and then playing it so often, like again, he probably could play it in his sleep, wouldn't even realize it. But a lot of new musicians don't understand that's what takes the time, is the muscle memory. And once you understand it like that, when you're learning something, don't just sit there and try to do it over and over and over again. I had a music teacher that said years ago in school, he said something interesting. He said, try something 3 times, and if you don't get it, move on to something else and then come back. Because all you're going to learn is the mistake. Your muscle memory is just going to learn the mistake. That's why it seems like the harder you try, you can't get it. So as soon as you start making mistakes, stop, do something else. Then come back to it. It's kind of like hitting a reset button. So hopefully that helps for new musicians. It took me a long time to catch that concept, but once I did, it really, really, really helped. So anyway, there you go.